In my eyes, wasted lies in disguise, and I see it clear now. I feel blind out my mind, but in time I will see my reflection. Never knew that with you being blue, I would need protection. That's why all the lies that you told, I believed you. In disguise, heart is cold, you're so bold, I don't think I need you. Why do we do what we do? The things they do. Why do we do the things they do? Why do we do the things I do? Why do we do the things they do? Why do we do the things we do? Why do we do the things I do? Why do we do? I feel cold, I feel old, I'm thinking. Out my mind, out my body, out my soul, and it's got me drinking. In the mirror, I see myself, but it's just not me now. Out my mind, out my soul, out my body, but I feel like I'm free now. I tried, and I took all the time that was wasted. Out my mind, out my body, out my soul, I guess I was just facing. Why do we do what we do? They do. Why do we do the things they do? Why do we do the things I do? Why do we do the things I do? Why do we do the things they do? Why do we do the things we do? Why do we do?
Stuck in a mind frame that I can't leave. In an enclosed box, but I can't see. Chains tight on my wrist and I can't leave. Running out of time, out of air, till I can't breathe. Please help if I scream and you can't hear. Ask for myself, but I ain't here. I think it's clear that it's close and we all doomed. No pad, no strap, but a small room. No windows, can't sleep now. First 5 breaths, it gets deep now. Don't cry if I die, just sleep. How did I get here? It was meant, wow. We are all kings in our own world, sitting in my own throne, living in his own world. And I'm pissed cause we die of a bullshit. Open up the paper and they cry over bullshit. I prove the fact if you run, they'll shoot too. Black hoodie says guilty, so he shot me. On the news, shoot a black kid walking in the shade, looking suspicious, you can get away scot-free. So this one is for Trayvon. That's bullshit. People in this time never stand up. And they wonder why we act till we get that back. Black people, put your hands up.
The things they do. Why do we do the things we do? Why do we do the things I do? Why do we do the things they do? Why do we do?
All right, Mr. President, can I ask you about this current case in Florida, very controversial allegations of lingering racism within our society, the so-called stand your ground law and the justice in that. Can you comment on the Trayvon Martin case, sir?
Well, I'm the head of the executive branch, and the Attorney General reports to me, so I've got to be careful about my statements to make sure that we're not impairing any investigation that's taking place right now. But obviously, this is a tragedy. I can only imagine what these parents are going through. And when I think about this boy, I think about my own kids. And I think every parent in America should be able to understand why it is absolutely imperative that we investigate every aspect of this, and that everybody pulls together, federal, state, and local, to figure out exactly how this tragedy happened. So I'm glad that not only is the Justice Department looking into it, I understand now that the governor of the state of Florida has formed a task force to investigate what's taking place. I think all of us have to do some soul searching to figure out how does something like this happen, as well as the specifics of the incident. But my main message is to the parents of Trayvon Martin. If I had a son, he'd look like Trayvon. And, I think they are right to expect that all of us as Americans are going to take this with the seriousness it deserves, and that we're going to get to the bottom of exactly what happened.
The case out of Florida that has sparked so much controversy nationwide, the unarmed teen shot and killed by a local community watch member. Well, now Trayvon Martin's girlfriend is speaking out about his final moments, and ABC's Matt Gutman is in Miami this morning with the very latest. Good morning to you, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Josh. Overnight, we learned that the Department of Justice is taking over this case, investigating it as a possible hate crime. And as the FBI begins to gather evidence, ABC News has obtained exclusively the last information about what happened to Trayvon Martin just before he was killed, and the last person to speak with us.
Seconds before 17-year-old Trayvon Martin was killed just yards from his house by George Zimmerman, a neighborhood watch volunteer, these call logs obtained by ABC News show he was on the phone with a 16-year-old girl. ABC News was there exclusively as an attorney for Martin's family prodded her late Monday about what she heard that night as she spoke to Martin on his cell phone.
He said this man was watching him, so he put his hoodie on.
The young woman's parents asked we not use her name and that only the attorney questioned her. She said suddenly Martin was cornered, asking the man,
So I said, what you following me for? And the next I'm going to say, what you doing around here? Somebody push Trayvon because their head said himself.
She says the line then went dead. Seconds later, Zimmerman shot Martin.
I'm pretty sure the guy's dead out here. Holy.
The case has sparked national outrage and protests. Zimmerman confessed to the shooting, claiming self-defense. Martin's family says it is murder, that the 17-year-old had only stepped out to buy candy during the NBA All-Star Game. All that anger partly stoked by Zimmerman's call to police that night.
They always get away. Are you following him? Yeah, okay, we don't need you to do that.
He did anyway, and as a result, Tracy Martin lost his son.
When George Michael Zimmerman is arrested, prosecuted, and convicted for the murder of Trayvon Benjamin Martin, I'll rest a little bit.
Josh, all week long we'll see protests about this, and one protest online on change.org has gotten a lot of interest. It calls for George Zimmerman's arrest. It has now been signed by 500,000 people. Josh?
We've certainly not heard the last of that. Thank you, Matt Gutman.